actually met in middle school first. We were in similar friend groups, but I think the funniest story is that we actually dated for half an hour in 7th grade during gym class. Big deal in 7th grade. But we didn't even make it to the end of gym class because Kyle came up and told me that his mom wouldn't let him date.
Till I was 16.
Till he was 16. So we broke up, but still stayed in similar friend circles and then knew each other all through high school. My good friends on the swim team were good friends with the football team and kind of knew of each other and started hanging out more towards the end of high school, where he earned the title Not My Boyfriend Kyle, because I was determined to not date him because I was on a mission. I was going to university, no strings attached, didn't want to date anyone, and now we're married and have a house and a dog.
Yeah.
So it worked out. So we got engaged in February of 2020.
Yep.
Which is a funny story all on its own. But got engaged, went on a family vacation, came home, we toured some venues and figured out a budget and a head count and all those good wedding planning things.
Thought everything was on a roll.
Had booked at Fenton Winery and Brewery for May 29th of 2021, thinking this COVID thing in March, whenever we booked it.
Right, a year from now, it should be okay.
It's only for a few weeks. We'll be fine. And moved ahead with planning, and we're starting to get into some more of the final details, and things weren't going away. COVID was getting worse. We're trying to be pretty realistic on the wedding planning side of things.
Yeah. And
set a few timelines and a few check-ins of, for each of our schedules or all of the contracts, like when
could we drop dead date of saying, can we cancel this, or can we adjust things, or how are contracts working out in general, right? I mean,
yes.
Nobody wrote these clauses into their contracts.
Yeah, COVID
like 2 years
clauses
ago.
didn't exist.
Right.
In 2020 when we booked all of these things, so.
And then we had the additional factor of, now we had an international border to worry about because our family is international. So not only did we have to worry about what locally was happening, we had to say, okay, how can we cross an international border during these times, and how can we get people here to celebrate with us, but safely?
So at the 90-day out mark, we looked at each other and said, this isn't the smart thing to do, that the border is not open, our families can't gather, we shouldn't even gather, even if we could do it outside at the minimum number. It's not what we want. We want to be able to join both of our families and celebrate with everyone together.
Right.
So we postponed. We had to do it first with the venue. Given the wedding boom, we had limited dates that we could choose from, and we still wanted a spring wedding. So we sat down with them. They had April 2nd of 2022 available. And once we had all of those contracts signed and dotted, we looked at each other and said, why are we going to wait a whole year?
Right.
We were excited to get married. We were excited to keep moving forward. And that at the end of the day, the most important part is us, and that we wanted to take this step together. So we decided to elope.
Thank you everyone for being here today to be a part of Madeline Phillip and Kyle Jump's wedding ceremony on this absolutely beautiful day with a beautiful view.
And we planned an up north elopement in less than 30 days, which was crazy, but in some ways made it that much more fun. We didn't have the time to stress about anything. We just had to make decisions. So we said, all right, who can come? Where are we going to stay? Found an Airbnb that fit all of us.
Miraculously.
And thankfully had some very agreeable and flexible wedding vendors that we were able to get photo and video and flowers up there. Fallon, our officiant, was able to travel with us. My girlfriend Brielle was able to come and do hair and makeup. So we decided that, Pyramid Point's one of our favorite hikes, that in some ways it's a really cool symbol that Kyle had done the hike on his own, I had done the hike on my own, and then we started 2021, New Year's Day, we hiked it together. So we said, what a better spot than somewhere that we love to go and camp and hike and see.
Well, and I think just the elopement itself, brought that even greater sense of intimacy for this ceremony itself. So it didn't feel like we were just putting on a show of that's the way it's always been done and that's how we're going to do it and we're going to have everybody sit there and watch us. I mean, yes, we wish more people could have been there, but in the circumstances the goal was to get married, right? And I wanted to be married, we wanted to be married, and that's what we did. So I think it was very good that we were able to do the elopement and we were able to get that intimacy level, and then now we can plan the party part of things. We have a wonderful videographer that we can now relive that moment with our family and friends, but then we can real quickly get into the party mode, so I'm excited about that.
We had a lot of good life chats on what our future looked like and what the importance of committing to each other was and what that meant and what it looked like. And as someone who rejects a lot of societal norms and expectations, it was not what I saw happening for us as a couple and for myself. And in some ways, getting to elope and it panning out that way ended up making me love it even more. Like it was exactly what I wanted it to be, and that we could commit to each other like that and now get to have the big party. So instead of it being that these are the expectations we have to fulfill because it's the tradition, we made it exactly how we wanted it to be.
Well, you don't want to look at me?
Why, did you keep your eyes open?
Yeah.
You weirdo.